Jordan Miles had spent years building what many now called an aviation empire. As the CEO of Skylux Airlines, one of the country's most prestigious, high-end luxury carriers, he had poured his soul into creating a brand that screamed excellence. Tireless, driven, focused, Jordan gave it everything he had. And despite his massive success, the man remained grounded. Never once did he flaunt his wealth. Not his style. He believed real power? It came from humility, from treating others with respect, no matter who they were. That evening, he was heading to a major business summit in New York. But instead of taking his sleek, custom-outfitted private jet, which waited on standby at all times, Jordan made a different choice. He decided to board one of his own commercial flights.
Why?
To see firsthand what his passengers experienced. To feel what the brand truly represented from the inside. Casually dressed, hoodie, jeans, and clean sneakers, he showed up at the VIP check-in with nothing more than a sleek designer backpack. Nothing flashy. Just him. Low-key. Understated. As he made his way toward the exclusive first-class lounge, a sharply dressed gate agent, Rebecca, caught sight of him. She looked him over, slowly, from head to toe. Her expression shifted instantly. Lips pressed tight, shoulders squared, and posture stiff, she stepped into his path. "Sir, this area is for first-class passengers only," she said, her tone firm, arms slightly raised to block the entrance. Jordan lifted one eyebrow. Calm as ever. "I know," he replied coolly. "I'm flying first class." Rebecca responded with a tight, practiced smile, the kind that says, "I don't believe you for a second." "First-class tickets for this route start at $10,000, sir," she emphasized, as if repeating the number might shake his confidence. "Are you sure you're in the right place?" Jordan let out a soft breath, amused more than annoyed. He'd seen this exact judgment before, and no matter how many times it happened, it always left the same bitter aftertaste. "I am," he said simply, handing her his boarding pass. Rebecca barely glanced at the ticket. Her frown deepened. "I'm sorry, but we have very strict policies in place," she began, her voice now clipped. "We don't allow last-minute seat purchases or upgrades using points for first class. Not on this flight." Jordan let out a short laugh, not mocking, just surprised. "Points? I booked this ticket weeks ago." Rebecca's expression didn't change. She crossed her arms. "Well, I'll have to get a supervisor to confirm that," she said, already signaling to security. "In the meantime, sir, please step aside so we can assist our other VIP guests." But before Jordan could respond, a sharp voice rang out from across the room. "Mr. Miles?" Heads turned. A man in a tailored navy blue suit practically sprinted toward them, face pale as paper. It was David Langston, the airline's regional manager, and the panic in his eyes said it all. "Sir, I had no idea you were flying with us today," he stammered, trying to catch his breath. He turned to Rebecca, voice tight with disbelief. "Do you have any idea who you're speaking to?" Rebecca blinked, confused. "He's just a—" Her voice trailed off as the realization hit her like a brick wall. Her mouth opened slightly, eyes wide in disbelief. David didn't miss a beat. "This is Jordan Miles," he said, each word sharp and clear. "The owner of this airline." Rebecca's skin turned ghost white. Her hands trembled as she took a step back. "I didn't know," she whispered. Jordan, cool as ice, kept his gaze steady. "No, you didn't know," he said, voice calm but cutting. "Because you didn't care to ask. You assumed." The entire lounge had fallen silent. Every conversation stopped. Every eye was locked on them. Staff and passengers alike watched, stunned. David turned to Jordan, his jaw clenched. "Sir, this is absolutely unacceptable. We'll be reviewing our staff training immediately." Jordan didn't take his eyes off Rebecca. "Respect," he said slowly, "is something every person deserves. Not just the ones who look like they can afford it." He let that sink in before continuing. "This airline was built to provide a world-class experience for every customer. I won't tolerate this kind of judgment. Not under my name." Rebecca swallowed hard. "Mr. Miles, I sincerely apologize." I was only following procedure. Jordan nodded once, polite, firm. Then maybe it's time your procedures include treating every passenger with basic dignity. He turned to David. Let's make sure this never happens again. David gave a sharp nod. Absolutely, sir. Consider it done. Without another word, Jordan walked past Rebecca and into the first-class lounge. The energy in the room shifted. A flight attendant, visibly nervous now, quickly approached and escorted him to a suite. The cabin crew moved fast, trying to deliver nothing short of perfect service. A fresh glass of champagne appeared at his seat within seconds. The lead attendant leaned in, voice soft, face anxious. Is there anything we can do to make your flight more comfortable, Mr. Miles? Jordan took a slow sip of his drink, then smiled. Just a smooth flight. As the plane lifted off, he leaned back in his seat, relaxed, unbothered. He had worked too hard, built too much, to let anyone treat him like he didn't belong.
And after that day?
No one under the Skylux name ever made that mistake again.